The shadows are near, tales of the lost and haunted, we're here.
Welcome to the Tales of Lost and Haunted.
Ready?
Yeah.
And go.
Welcome to the Tales of the Lost and Haunted.
So tonight we have a book that we're going to be reading to you, The North Carolina Legends by Richard Walser. It's a little book with interesting legends that you can find throughout North Carolina. Can I get a pillow too?
No. Sorry.
Ow. The Large Turtle, a story by Charles Lamon. The village of Murphy lies at the junction of the Owasa and the Valley Rivers, and in point of the location is one of the prettiest places in the world. Its Indian name was Clausuna, or the Large Turtle. It was so called, says the Cherokee legend, on account of its being the sunning place of an immense turtle which lived in its vicinity in ancient times. The turtle was particularly famous for its repelling power, having been known not to be at all injured by a stroke of lightning. Nothing on earth had power to annihilate the creature, but on account of the many attempts made to take its life, when it was known to be a harmless and inoffensive creature, it became disgusted with the world and burrowed its way into the middle of the earth, where it now lives in peace. Chapter 2. The Moon-Eyed People. In the long, long ago, before the Cherokee came from their homeland of the great snakes and the water monsters, to the mountains of the blue smoke and the sparkling streams, so say the old men, there lived in these beautiful hills and glades a race of men who were not Indians. These men had white skins, bearded faces, and blue eyes like the sky, and they were here even before the lusty Spaniards who came seeking for gold. They possessed all the land from the Little Tennessee River to Kentucky, with a line of fortifications from one end of their domain to the other. These men lived in little houses of logs and mud, dug out from the inside, and they never emerged from their surrounding dwellings in the daytime because they were blinded by light. They came out only at night in the dark of the moon to hunt, fish, build their mounds and fortifications, and carry on warfare. During the full moon they were stone blind, and so they were called the Moon-Eyed People. Once at the full of the moon, say the old men, the cruel Creeks came up from the south and drove the Moon-Eyed People from their beautiful homeland. But it is told that they were driven far to the west toward the setting sun and vanished into its light. There's no proof that such people ever existed, and there's no valid explanation for the crumbling mounds and fortifications that the Cherokee disclaim. But there are several legends that seek to unravel the mystery. One tale is that the Moon-Eyed People were small folk who lived at the mound of Peachtree Creek near Murphy, as they could not cross the creek because the great leech who inhabited its waters would swallow them up. They went west in a time before history. Another story says the Moon-Eyed People were Welshmen who sailed with the Prince Madoc about 1170, finally reached this land and settled in the Great Smokies. And still another tells of people, white-bearded and blind in the light, who lived on Hiwassee, built mounds and fortifications, and for some unknown reason went west before the coming of the Indians. Were there really Moon-Eyed People, white, blue-eyed, and bearded, who lived in the Smokies before recorded time? Nobody knows. A story by Julia Montgomery Street.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
And just so you know, everyone, this one part of the book is about like the lost, and the other part of the book is about ghostly things. We're gonna get to a special one that I would like to tell you, but not right now.
Okay. Chapter 3. The Judaculla Rock. On the banks of Caney Fork Creek in Jackson County is a huge soapstone rock, its surface completely covered with strange markings, unlike others in the mountains. One of the symbols seems to be that of a large 7-finger handprint. Legend has it long before the Cherokee came to the region, the area was inhabited by a slant-eyed giant taller than the pine trees. His name was Judaculla, or Tzulkau, and he was a mighty hunter. When thirsty, he would drink the whole creek dry. When hungry and in pursuit of game, he would jump from one mountain top to another in a single leap. He had a farm on the high peak, and from it he kept watch over his domain. Once a hunting party of Indians wandered into the valley of the Caney Fork Creek, From his mountain lair, Judaculla saw them and was angered that a band of puny creatures had penetrated his hunting territory. He gave a mighty roar and sprang down to kill them. On landing in the valley, he stumbled and put out his hand to steady himself. So powerful was his thrust that his 7 fingers pressed into the soapstone, and there the imprint can be seen to this day. Dun dun dun. Be sure to subscribe and join us for our next chilling adventure.